Shaka Zulu's story begins not in a palace, but in the hills of KwaZulu-Natal, South Africa, around 1787. Born to Chief Senzangakona and Nandi, Shaka's birth was clouded by controversy. His parents' union was not fully recognized, leaving him and his mother as outsiders. Shaka grew up facing daily rejection and ridicule, a prince without a true home. Instead of breaking him, this hardship forged his determination and resilience. He learned to rely on himself, turning pain into strength, vowing to rise above his circumstances. Shaka spent his childhood observing warriors and leaders, quietly planning how he might one day change his fate. Forced to leave his father's village, Shaka and Nandi wandered from clan to clan, seeking acceptance. This nomadic life exposed him to different cultures and leadership styles, broadening his understanding of power. Each new place taught him valuable lessons about survival, strategy, and ambition. Shaka's exile was the crucible that shaped the future king, setting him on the path to greatness. Shaka and his mother found refuge with the powerful Mthethwa clan, led by Chief Dingiswayo. Dingiswayo recognized Shaka's potential and welcomed him as a warrior, not just an outcast. In the Mthethwa army, Shaka thrived. His strength, discipline, and innovative thinking set him apart. He trained relentlessly, always seeking ways to improve traditional methods of combat. Shaka's leadership and courage quickly earned him respect and command of his own regiment. He demanded discipline, but inspired fierce loyalty, forging a brotherhood among his men. Under Dingiswayo's mentorship, Shaka learned the art of uniting clans and leading with vision. He absorbed every lesson, adding his own ideas to create a new kind of warrior culture. No longer the lonely exile, Shaka became a respected commander, his destiny unfolding before him. The fire of ambition that began in his youth now burned brighter than ever. The Mthethwa years were Shaka's training ground for greatness. He was ready to change the world. Shaka realized that to build his future, he needed to revolutionize warfare itself. At the time, battles were ritualistic, fought at a distance with thrown spears, ineffective and indecisive. Shaka introduced the Ikalwa, a short stabbing spear for close combat, demanding courage and discipline. He redesigned the cowhide shield, making it larger and stronger for both defense and attack. Shaka ordered his warriors to fight barefoot, toughening their feet for speed and agility. Complaints were met with relentless training. Soon his army could move swiftly and silently across any terrain. He organized his soldiers into amabuto, or regiments, each with its own identity and fierce loyalty. These regiments became tight-knit communities, united by training, song, and purpose. Shaka's innovations transformed a loose collection of fighters into a disciplined, unstoppable force. His army was now faster, stronger, and more coordinated than any rival. The Zulu military machine was born. Shaka's changes would echo through history. He had turned war into an art and himself into a legend. The age of the Zulu had begun. With his new army, Shaka devised a battle tactic that would make the Zulus legendary the horns of the buffalo. The formation was simple but devastating. Warriors formed a chest to engage the enemy head-on. On each side, the horns swept around to encircle the enemy, trapping them in chaos. Behind, the loins waited in reserve, ready to reinforce or deliver the final blow. This strategy turned battles into total victories, overwhelming enemies with speed and precision. The horns of the buffalo became the signature of Zulu warfare. Shaka's tactics left his foes with nowhere to run. His army's discipline and unity made them nearly invincible. The Zulu way of war was now feared across the land. Shaka had changed the rules forever. Shaka's moment arrived when his mentor, Dingiswayo, was killed and his own father died soon after. Seizing the opportunity, Shaka united the Zulu and Mthethwa forces under his command. His first test was against Zwaid, the chief who had defeated Dingiswayo. At Gikokli Hill, Shaka's tactics overcame Zwaid's larger army, marking his rise as a regional power. A year later, at the Mlatuze River, Shaka lured Zwaid into a trap, crushing his rival's forces for good. With Zwaid defeated, Shaka became the undisputed leader, uniting clans through strength and vision. Some joined willingly, others were conquered, but all became part of the new Zulu nation. Shaka renamed the United Peoples after his own clan, Zulu. In just a few years, he transformed scattered groups into a centralized, powerful kingdom. The forgotten outcast was now a mighty king. Shaka's reign had begun, and the Zulu kingdom was born. His legend would soon spread far beyond his homeland. The world would never be the same. Shaka's conquests unleashed a wave of chaos across southern Africa, known as the Mfecane, the crushing. Defeated clans faced destruction or were forced to flee, triggering mass migrations and conflict. The region was reshaped as new nations and leaders emerged from the turmoil. Former generals like Mzilikazi and Soshangani founded new kingdoms far from Zulu reach. The Mfecane redrew the map, leaving deep scars and sorrow for generations. While Shaka's military genius drove this upheaval, other factors like population growth and trade also played a role. For many, Shaka's rise brought unity, but for others it meant wandering and loss. As King Shaka ruled with absolute authority and relentless discipline, he built a new capital, Bulawayo, and managed every aspect of his kingdom with military precision. Shaka demanded unity and strength, making military service mandatory for all young men. Warriors could not marry until they proved themselves in battle, creating a permanent elite army. His rule brought order and pride, but also harsh laws and brutal punishments. Disobedience or cowardice was met with death. Public executions enforced his will. Shaka's leadership inspired both admiration and fear. He was a nation builder, uniting scattered peoples into a powerful kingdom. Yet, his strictness made him a ruthless autocrat. Shaka's legacy is one of both creation and destruction. He was a protector and a tyrant, shaping the Zulu nation with vision and iron will. Understanding Shaka means seeing both the brilliance and the brutality of his reign. Throughout his life, Shaka's mother, Nandi, was his anchor and inspiration. Her death in 1827 shattered him, plunging the kingdom into a year of extreme mourning. Shaka's grief became tyranny. He banned planting, milk, and even new life, punishing those who disobeyed. Thousands suffered as the kingdom ground to a halt under his harsh decrees. Executions and cruelty replaced order, and the people's loyalty began to crack. Shaka's love for his mother, twisted by grief, became a force of destruction. His actions alienated his commanders and family, turning respect into fear. The kingdom he built was now threatened by his own instability. Shaka's grief would ultimately seal his fate. Shaka's kingdom, weakened by grief and fear, became ripe for betrayal. His half-brothers Dingain and Malangena conspired with Mbopa, a trusted attendant, to assassinate him. They struck when Shaka was vulnerable, killing him in a quiet act of treachery. The great warrior king fell not in battle, but by the hands of his own family. Legend says Shaka's final words warned that his death would open the door to foreign conquest. His body was buried in secrecy, his legacy impossible to erase. Dingain took the throne, but the kingdom would forever bear the mark of Shaka's reign. The story of Shaka Zulu, visionary conqueror and tragic king, endures to this day. If you like this video, you might like one of these other videos too. Thanks for watching.